Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM.
Brought to you proudly by Sportsman's Warehouse, Counts Marine, the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, and Avery Superstore.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. As I said, 1 month out from 18 years on the air. And the gentleman sitting to my left was there when we first started this many years ago. He was 14 and I was 12.
Right.
Yeah, it seems like it. That is Gene Smith, one of our co-hosts, and the other co-host, of course, is camping. He is at Cordell Hall Lake over in north central Tennessee, and I don't know if this that's Dave Gabbert. Dave has settled down and got all the dogs away from the camper.
And being the first Saturday in July, you know what that means?
It means it's hot.
You didn't blow yourself up on the floor.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
no,
that's true.
I'm very take
But
care
he got
of
a bang out of it.
I did get a bang out of it. But, hey, also we got in here with us sitting in, and we're going to bring him in a couple of times here, is Nick Getsky. He is the manager of the Avery Superstore on Cumberland Avenue. But we got a guest on with us right now that's a working man that's on a roll when it comes to fishing. And I could tell just by talking to him before we went on the air that this man has a passion for what he's doing. But here's a guy that you're talking about a roll over an 18-month period.
Unbelievable.
He won 5 BFLs. He just won his 13th BFL tournament, and that's on High Rock Lake in the North Carolina division. And he's a longtime rager, a pro, I know that. 13 ties the all-time record held by Rick Schaefer. And I'm telling you, it's great to have Robert Walser on with us this morning. Good morning, Robert.
How you, buddy?
We're doing great, and you must be doing pretty good. I mean, you're taken away from your job as a plumber, and you're living the dream, fishing. Talk about this streak, man. I mean, when you went into this thing, and you told me, I think I read where it took you 20 years to win 8 of them, and in 18 months you won 5. So,
well, I actually didn't count very well when I said 20 years because it was closer to 30 years.
Oh, my goodness.
That even makes it something else. Okay. Well, talk about it. What's going on here?
Well, I really don't know. I mean, 2 of them I honestly didn't feel like I should have won. I didn't have the weight that I felt like it took to win, but it didn't matter in the end. I had enough to win, so yay! Like I told the tournament director, I said, just pay me. I just
Yeah.
get your money and go. But this is
exactly.
And I think you said you learn by your mistakes and you learn by your successes. I like that comment.
If you don't do that, then what you get pretty stagnant.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't always be good, and so when you make a boo boo, you get one of those where you feel like somebody switched your legs and they're bleeding while you're going home. You say, what should I have done?
Yes, yes.
And it's not necessarily what the winner done. It's what I should have done for what I was trying to do. A lot of times I kind of go off the beaten path and lucky enough to make that work. And when you do that, then you say, well, what happened? Why didn't I figure this out to do this way? So,
well, I'm looking at this thing, and of course, your FLW, which is we'll be heading to the FLW Championship here in August, and we'll be over there for that with Ron Wong, and we'll have a preview show with that. But you've been in 2 cups. You've I read 291 events.
That just says I'm old, and I'm glutton for punishment.
I was thinking maybe he's fishing 30 a year, or something along that line. But
it's just like the regionals. 1 year, I qualified for 3 regionals in 1 year.
In 1 year.
In 1 year.
Are you known for all this just getting it done in tight spaces? Just all of a sudden, I mean,
well, it's like we talk about off air. I think I've qualified for 33 or 34 regionals.
Man,
and and
you're just good under pressure.
Determination.
Yeah, it's obvious, as Gene Smith just said, you're good under pressure. Again, we're talking to Robert Walser, who just tied the BFL record for all-time wins with 13. and that includes 5 in 18 months. And I think he's got it down. Tell us about your career, Robert, and did you grow up wanting to be a fisherman?
Well, back when, and I don't know exactly how you and I are related in age, but we're both probably a little greater than we want to admit. But
I'm a lot greater
back then, there really wasn't, there was 25 making a living fishing.
Yeah.
The rest of them were fishing on their money.
That's right.
And
yeah.
so to say I wanted to do this as a living, and I really didn't. And really, at this point, I'm not doing it for a living because I'm still a plumbing contractor, and I fished FLWs after I won the All-American. I went back and fished a year or two, and I figured out I wasn't good enough at bragging on myself to get the money that it took to do this.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was a pretty sure way to lose everything that I wanted to lose to keep doing that. So I said, I just come back home, go fishing, have a whole lot more fun, and
that's what you're doing.
Be able to keep my day job.
That's what you're doing as a plumber and a contract plumber. And I know when I look at this thing that. So are you? Have you lived in Lexington, North Carolina? Is that your home base since?
I have lived here my entire life, and I've been a lot of places. I fished from mid-Texas through Michigan, as far west as Minneapolis, and into Canada, and got a little camper on a little lease lot in Florida, just so I can get to go down there 3 or 4, 5 times a year just for fun in the winter. And this is home. I mean, I go a lot of places, and
you got a lot of places
there, but this is home.
Yeah, that's what you need to be. And do you enjoy other outdoor pursuits, or are you?
I enjoy watching and NASCAR races, and one reason is I do Richard Childress Racing's plumbing, and so,
really?
All right.
Are you serious? Yeah, really? Yeah. That's pretty good. Okay, you don't have to go any further than that. You better like.
I've got a little interest in a little bit of insight of what goes on and what it really takes to do it. So I kind of follow it, but I don't hunt. We go dove hunting. My son and I, and my daughter. Sometimes she likes to go too.
Good.
Come home, and that's more of a social event than it is.
It is
hunting.
that. Yeah, it is that.
So I don't care. I don't care anything about sitting in the woods with a stick and string trying to kill one or anything because
I can tell you
I don't need another hobby.
You don't need another hobby when you got this one that does it. And I can look at this and I can say the BFL has been good to you, and you have and talking to some of my friends, and when I mentioned that you were going to be on the show, you've been one of the real supporters of this league. And you talk about now there are so many with Major League Fishing and of course the BASS, the FLW, all these different things. Mm-hmm. You have really stuck with BFL. What's the key with that?
Well, they're struggling this year, which is I think honestly it's just a little hiccup, just a little bump in the road.
Yes, I do too. I agree.
This is going to be a lot different next year, I think, and it's hurt them this year. But they've always been a good organization to support, and maybe twice in the 37 years I've done it, has there been anything that I questioned why this was done the way it was, as far as rule interpretations or such? But other than that, it's been. It's kind of like back when Dewey Kendrick was running Bassmaster Trail and I was fishing the Invitationals. We always said, don't mess up because Dewey will drop the hammer on you. And that's the way it should be. I mean, if we boo-boo, send us home and we won't do that boo-boo again.
Do you know Dick Schaefer, that you tied the record?
No, I do not. I know he's from Ohio, but I don't know him.
I don't know him either, but I've recognized your name, of course, because here in Memphis we're a very wide open fishing country here with so much going on. But what I like, you're a Ranger man. We'll talk about that relation. Talk
Ranger
about that.
and Evan Rude, and it's just like I told the guy from Blue Heron when we did the little thing a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
we take it for granted.
Yeah.
We get in the boat, we sit down, we take off, we go wherever we need to go. And know that Ranger and that Evinrude is going to get me there. It's going to get me back. I'm not going to be beat up, and everything I've got, my fish as well as all my tackle, is still going to be in good shape. And I don't have to. I don't know that I really should do it that way, but it's just I've been there so long that it just I don't even think about it.
How long have you been with with Ranger and Evinrude?
I've been with Ranger and Evinrude since 2006. I came back.
Wow.
I actually was there a long time, and then I left in '92 and went to
a different one.
And Mercury, and I was there, and they were great people, and it was just. Right, that Ranger and Evinrude stepped up, put a lot of contingency money towards that All-American that year, and things had gotten let's just say I wasn't sure I could advance any further fishing what I was fishing with.
Well, you're at the right place with Ranger. Before we let you go, what's next for you? What you got on your schedule now for 2019?
I get a whole month off.
Oh, come on!
I'm trying to get time to order a boat. I can't even get time to do that. It's time to get my new one ordered.
Well, we want to know when that 14th wind's coming up here. Yeah, I mean.
Well, there'll be one or two tournaments I'm gonna fish. I know I'm gonna fish probably the one. I don't even have to fish the 2-day at Lake Norman for the North Carolina division because I've already qualified for the regional by winning two.
That's what I was wondering.
I'll probably fish it. So I got that chance, and then that regional, and I may fish one other one.
Just go for it, man.
Do what I can.
Yeah, do what you can. Robert, thank you for taking time from your plumbing business, your fishing love, and everything else. I know there's a lot of folks in this area know your name because of the reputation you've had, and particularly with our close ties with Ranger here. But thank you, buddy. We'll stay with you and try to, when you get that next one, we'll talk to you again. How about that, okay?
Let's just make that a date. Let's make it soon.
We'll do it, but real soon. Thank you, Robert. We'll talk to you, buddy. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
All right, Robert Walser. All right, that's a lot. 5 wins in 18 months.
I was going to ask him how many tackle boxes he carried in that boat.
Ooh, there's no telling. Bigger than his, probably bigger than that Clarence bin down there at Avery, when he comes right down.
I've always wondered if professional fishermen like that, they keep a yardage book, kind of something they jot notes down in.
Well, sure they do.
Like a cat. I figure they would.
Yeah. Duck hunters do that, don't they? Nick?
They should.
I keep a journal. Yeah. I don't use big words. All right, we'll be right back. We got to take a break. And it's time to go to Kentucky Lake. And I guarantee this guy's had a few decoys in his life. And that's the one and only, the guru, the master, the longest-running guide in Tennessee. We're going to talk to Steve McAdams. Be right back.